cookie, so he wouldn't want that in his mouth.
Okay. Recording. Okay. I do believe we are live on double. Yes, we are live. I was just double checking everything. New technology, new change a little bit, but we're giving it a shot.
All right. Well, I believe we have a quorum present. Ella, Ellen, Andy, Bill, Solenox, and there comes Ryan and Megan and Heather. So that leaves 8 out of 11 current board members. Meeting called to order for our January 1st meeting of 2025. Woot woot. Woot. All right, what is first up?
Alrighty, so first up I have is ratified December minutes.
They looked good to me.
Okay.
Looked good to me too.
Why do you
Looks good to me. All right. Any discussion or questions?
Nope.
No.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Alrighty. I put this towards the top because we did this at the beginning of the year. Board elections.
All right. Do we have any questions or discussions on that topic?
Would it be appropriate to do the thing first?
Probably.
Okay. I move to formally remove Andrew Duran from the Weavers of the Web board as they are no longer a member.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. As for the next part of that, does anybody have any questions, comments, or discussion regarding office holders?
Can I have clarification of who is holding office?
That would be me, Ella, and Bill right now.
I couldn't remember if Brian had one or not.
No. Anything else? So currently I am president, Ella is secretary, and Bill is treasurer. These are the required board positions. Does anybody have an objection to re-electing all 3 to another 1-year term?
No objections.
No objections.
As long as nobody wants to step down from their positions. I think we need to give an opportunity to step down if people want to step down.
I figured that those who wish to step down would be objecting at this moment.
That's fair.
Anybody else? Would somebody
Did you have a question for me?
Are you still happy being treasurer?
Yes, I'm still happy
Okay.
being treasurer.
I motion that we accept previous positions. How do we word it last year? As currently elected. All in favor?
I'll second that motion.
For a second, yep. Now, all in favor? Aye.
I
Any opposed? Any abstaining?
Oh, should we abstain if we're being elected on? Probably.
I mean, not for a slate, I don't think.
Okay.
Seems like motion carries.
All right.
Sorry, I've got to. Can I go last for reports because I've got a contractor here right now? I'm listening to what's going on, but I got to pay attention to this and get this
Okay.
taken care of, guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
All
fine.
right. We'll push financial reports to the bottom of the list.
So, security report, or did we have something else we want to do first?
Let's go ahead and do security report.
Okay, security report.
Well, our last big get together was Yule. I couldn't tell you too much about it. I was heavily invoked for a large part of it. From what I understand, it went well, and there was no issues. We are working on when we start to meet as a coven again. We'll be working on getting some of our tabletops done at that point.
We did have one issue at Yule where we had latecomers and someone from within the circle broke the circle to let them in before a clergy member could get there to cut an opening.
Okay.
And then
Was
Now we repaired the issue and ritual went on fine. But that's something we might want to address in the tabletop.
okay.
And then I also don't know much. I just know while I was shrine attending, I heard word that there was some sort of commotion in the parking lot. But again, I don't know much. I just know that there was something that was like being watched or like managed.
Someone was watching our people?
I don't know. Like I said, I was busy shrine attending. I just, I think Bill had was talking over people to people in the lobby. But they were, again, I don't know too much about what was happening, just that there was some sort of
So
possible thing.
I remember. So that okay. I remember what you were talking about. It took me a second. There was somebody who stepped inside very briefly, just inside the doors, the outer doors, when we were at post ritual, but in the shrine time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of kept an eye on the situation. She looked like she might have been trying to just get away from somebody. I don't really know anything. She didn't come up and ask for help. We were just kind of trying to see what was going on, but she didn't really seem interested in getting any kind of help or anything. So she was just kind of there for like 10 minutes maybe, and then stepped back outside. So.
Okay.
All right.
Can we set up some kind of a mechanism so that I can be informed at least after the ritual of what happened? Also, maybe have somebody stepping in as summoner if I'm invoked throughout an entire ritual like that.
Yeah. Well, and I think that last part we covered last night when we set up a new roles and protocols.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if it's covered within our security listing tabletop, but this is not the first time that there's been parking lot domestic situations of people outside of our group, and that might be something that we should consider kind of what our roles are as a helping the community in the grander scheme of the community around our building.
Churches are historically neutral ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a safe place for anybody who wants it, which is what sounds like happened there.
Mm-hmm. Because I know one of our tabletops, we talked about conflict within members of our own group. Did we talk about it in reference to a safe space for members outside of our group as a church as a whole?
Not to my knowledge, we haven't. So it'd probably be a good thing to cover. The other issue is the person who broke Circle. Were they informed what the proper procedure is?
Not yet.
Okay.
We talk about that.
Okay.
Go over that before circles cast.
Is that
I
something
mean-
we're gonna have to start saying in ritual?
Well, I thought we had been,
Not,
We
Yeah.
but I
did.
think we may have. Did we say it?
Yes.
yeah, we said we have latecomers, and
Well,
that
That's right. That we were kind of,
People to assist.
and so you
Yeah,
did.
'cause I had Malachi watching the door.
yeah,
It did. I had Malachi watching the door and told him to tell me if he saw anybody come up. And the plan was to just cast circle, and if anybody approached, we would go and let them in afterwards. So as not to disrupt the actual casting.
yeah.
And
And-
just to be clear, the person doing this was just trying to be super helpful. That's all they were.
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, which is why we didn't really want to call him out at the time. But it's something that we can educate later, but we could also look at setting up procedures to help prevent it going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But as we were talking, you did say something about it ahead of time. So I think this was just maybe
Yeah.
maybe they just didn't understand, or they just didn't think about it in the moment. So
Yeah.
maybe next time we need to have one of the clergy standing over at the door just to make sure we could head them off in case somebody does try to do that again.
Well, I think actually what we might want to do is look at our scripts and our before we cast circle, add a standard sentence, something simple that we can tack on. It's like, this is the etiquette around the circle. Once the circle is cast, please don't cross it. Come and see us if it needs to be crossed.
I think we kind of like tiptoe on that because we often will say like the circle extends to, or the bathroom is included in the circle. So yeah, I think it would be easy just to add an extra sentence at the end, like, if you need to go beyond this point, please see this role to properly be exported across the boundaries, something like that.
I agree with that, and also maybe I don't know how this would fill up or get into a simple sentence that leaving the circle to use the bathroom is much different than bringing somebody into the circle. It's not the same as opening the door and letting somebody in who wasn't there.
Right. Well, making it. We announced the planned boundaries of the circle, and then if this line needs to be crossed at any point, it must be with the assistance of lead clergy and assisting clergy, or lead clergy or assisting clergy.
Mhm.
That should cover it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, noted. I don't know.
I will look at the script for Imbulk and make sure we've got that covered. All
right.
And then we'll just make sure to try to include some wording to that effect
Going
going forward. So
Yeah. Alrighty.
That's all I have unless anybody has any questions for me.
Will that be something that needs to be included in the scripts for con, or do we do soft circles at con?
Hard circles for con.
So it needs to go in the scripts for con too.
Yeah.
I mean, we might just have to make it the default unless otherwise specified. So
I think so. I think that's what we need to do. The only time we really expect a soft circle is at open festivals, Pagan Pride Day, Welcome Summer, stuff like that, where we really cannot control the perimeter.
Make it the kids' ritual.
Yeah, maybe the kids' ritual.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a fair one. Do we have anything else on security?
I don't have anything unless anybody has questions for me.
I don't think so. What's next?
Megan, are you able to speak on Welcome Summerfest?
So the Welcome Summerfest committee will be meeting tomorrow, I believe at 8. I don't know what time. I have
I
to
think
double
it's
check.
7.
7? It's either 7 or 8.
Yeah, 7.
Okay, 7. 7 here or Google Meets. So last month we met. We went over the homework that everyone went home with. We've got our logo up. We have our potential vendors that we are reaching out to. We went through our scripts to email to everybody. Made sure the grammar and everything looked good. So I believe we're in the process of sending those out. Those include to those potential vendors, hey, we've met you this year. Would you like to come vend with us? Our already signed up vendors, thank you for signing up. Please include pictures of your logo or your products. We can start making graphics. To my knowledge, and we'll probably talk about this tomorrow, I don't think we've gotten any responses yet, but we'll discuss that tomorrow. Our paperwork has been faxed, and Ella reported on some legal questions that we had, which was basically, are we responsible for adult products, or are the vendors? And basically, as long as we have done everything to keep it as safe as possible, then our liability, we don't have any liability. It falls on the vendors. So we talked about in our vendor email to them, thanking them to include, if you are peddling products like Athames, bongs, anything that would be considered adult, they need to be, you would say like 4 feet. They need to be like above child height.
And I would say back of the booth too.
And we also talked about back of the
Yeah.
booth as well. But we don't need to have like any bouncers or any like adult only area. We also discussed having this also be included in certain types of artwork as well. Have those be more off the path. You can still do it, just don't have it front and center.
Seems reasonable.
Believe that's everything. I feel like I'm missing something that we covered, but that's what I remember.
We discussed advertising stuff as well, and I still trying to figure out the advertising thing. I just haven't had time to dig into it as much as I wanted to. But so we talked about the budget and how much the budget we had for that, and then
That's right.
I was trying to figure out how to set up an advertising campaign for it. I haven't had a chance to do as much as I'd like to on that.
And then we also discussed our pay schedule. I believe at the end of this month, it would be going up. And then I think it was the end of March. And then the month would go. And that was everything I have to report. Does anyone have any questions for Welcome Summerfest?
Castle, are you in a position to be able to do your financial report, or you want to still wait till the end?
I can do it now. Yes, I'm sorry. I just had to
you
deal
look
with
like
that
you
time.
sat down, so that's why I figured I'd ask.
Yeah, I'm now sat down and I'm back in front of my computer, so I can do this. All right. I need a bigger screen. Damn it.
Always.
Always. All right, for December, we had income of $2,569.39. That gives us an advertising budget of $128.47. Tithes paid out would been it to the mother church a total of $128.47, and to the choice charity $129. Rounded up so that we had an even dollar amount, because when we donate to our choice charity, it requires an even dollar amount. Hold on, I'll get you the. Let me go to the login for the bank. All right. Current checking account amount is $27.80.28. Savings account $20.87.11. All of that total again was $2,780.28 for the bank account and $2,087.11 for the savings account.
Okay, got it.
Tithes were paid on the 5th of January. Check has been mailed out to Karen for the month as well, so that is taken for the trailer. But both of those items are taken care of for the month for this month. Or for this last month.
Well, can you take a side note real quick?
I'm sorry.
I know. Can you take a side note real quick?
Yeah.
I want to move this bookshelf over so this little strip that's empty is in the middle.
Uh-huh.
That's going to become a new shrine. That will be our altar point.
Okay.
Breaks to either side.
So the black. You're talking about the brown bookshelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closer to the black one.
Yep. They want the
Yep.
small brown to the black.
Separate the brown ones so the space is in the middle, and then we put we're going to put an altar shelf there, and that'll be the what we were talking about for Wednesdays, and we just break the shelves to either side to frame it.
Okay.
That makes that okay. Thank you. Sorry.
No,
Carry
no,
on.
you're fine. Bookshelves. All right. I'm making that note on my notepad. All right, cool.
Sounds like something for next Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
I was just gonna say, and the Patreon is 1,130.
Had some increases this month, did we?
Let me see.
A little bit, yeah.
This is I think it's.
We got 2 new members in the last month.
Awesome.
How many members do we have total? Just out of curiosity.
I'm sorry, what was that?
How many do we have total?
Yep. Current paying active members are 25.
Alrighty, awesome.
Actually, I guess it's 1,125. It rounded up on the page I was looking at.
Any other questions on finances? All right.
Alright. So next we've got convocation, including the extra tickets. I want to make sure that was remembered.
Yep. So, I'm just double checking here. Other stuff I was looking at. All right, convocation. We have. Bill, can you confirm that we've paid them?
Let me look.
So we were getting an extra 3 tickets at, what was it, $90 each instead of the 110. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody who is teaching has gotten tickets at this point, yes?
I actually haven't yet, just because I've been slacking. Sorry. I'm used to doing it when you get there, and I keep forgetting I can do it ahead of time now.
Have you also responded to the emails about your classes confirming the details? Okay. Drop it
Yes.
eventually.
Check and check.
So Keys also has 3 tickets from the merchant sponsorship. So it's 6 altogether. I have already committed one of the Keys tickets to Brian and another one to Tamara so that they can help out in the merchant room. So that leaves 4 tickets left to dispose of. Talon, do you need a ticket?
I wasn't planning on going this year.
Okay. Alfred, do you need a ticket for Kim?
I already purchased a ticket for Kim.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anybody else need a ticket for an immediate family member who needs to attend and cannot afford it?
I have yet to get my ticket for Aaron.
Would you like to get one of the Weaver's tickets at the reduced price?
I would very much appreciate it.
Right. That leaves 3. Do we have anybody else in our immediate circle who needs a ticket and doesn't have one?
I know Aaron would appreciate a discounted ticket, but that's not the same.
Aaron's teaching no, so
I
Aaron's
know.
got a discounted
Oh,
ticket.
good. And I already checked my statement.
So well, then, what do we want to do with the remaining 3 tickets?
Raffle them off.
Well, do we have enough people to run vending? Do we need to give a ticket to a possible vendor worker?
Well, that's what Tamara's going to be doing.
Okay.
Brian can't vend, but he's there to be muscle.
What about putting out like an ask to the general church, see if anybody wants to purchase them at that reduced price?
Mandy?
I think it might be a good idea to hold them for volunteers for the sensory suite.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like that idea too.
let's do that then. Let's hang on to him this Wednesday. Who is leading discussion this Wednesday?
I think it's Alfred.
Alfred is.
Okay. Alfred, make sure to mention that we have 3 tickets available at a reduced price of $90 for folks who would like to work the shifts in the sensory room.
Okay.
Yeah?
I was looking in the checking account and do not see a payment made to Con.
All right.
I did not get a copy of a bill or anything, so I didn't have anything to pay.
I may have it, so that's why I wanted to double check and make sure. Let me
All right.
just step away for a brief recess and go check the computer.
Thank you. Ella, your keyboard is noisy.
I'm sorry. It's very clickety clack. Do I need to mute when I'm typing?
I'd pick it.
Well, it's got me
Oh, I
wondering
see.
how
Mandy
bad
went
it
and
is.
joined Alfred on the beach. I see how it is.
You too can join. It's just a filter on Google.
Yeah, so y'all, we have the way our YouTube stream looks now is you can see everybody here, you can see our chat, you can see our closed captioning. And then down at the very bottom, there's a banner that just says Weavers of the Web ATC January 2025 board meeting.
Nice.
And so y'all should check that out when we're done with this. Once it's live on YouTube, as like you can watch it. I mean, you can look at it now if you want to, but I think it's really cool because that's how it's going to look basically when we do our Wednesday night discussions too. I think the closed captioning helps us a little bit with accessibility for anybody who has hearing disabilities. So I think it's kind of awesome.
There, no, I don't feel alone. I'm on the beach too.
I tried to
They're set up
put on,
different than your guys' though,
background
if you
check,
noticed.
but
Y'all are just a little sad because of all the dang snow. Wow, that definitely misread what I said. The dang snow is what I actually said. It says all the things no. It's not perfect. It's better, but it's not perfect.
What does it say when we say solid ox?
Solid ox?
That's better than soiled socks.
Right.
Jesus Christ, what is it calling me now?
It's calling
Solid
you
ox.
solid ox.
Max.
All right, Castle, check your email from about January 5th, but the invoice has now been paid.
Thank you. I will check my email when we're done with this meeting.
All right. So then I think the only other thing we need board-wise for con at the moment is we need to get a sign-up sheet for the sensory room. So Al, if you want to make a new one and get that printed off Wednesday.
Hey. I do have a master copy of that in the drive.
Okay.
I made that one up when you asked me to do the stuff with the classes.
What is that in the
2025 con folder. It's a spreadsheet. It's tab 3 on the spreadsheet.
Okay.
I just
realized the spreadsheet had tabs.
yes.
It does. I see this.
So there
and
it is. I see it.
There's also a tab set up for vending stuff, but I didn't have times for that, so that was something Solenox had to take care of. I just did what I could to help out.
We should probably make that one. There it goes.
Well, we can do a printed one, then we can add
Yeah,
it
let's
later.
have a nice printed one like we did last year.
Yeah,
and
no, that's what I was thinking. I was just trying to.
because they need to have time to do the trainings if they have not already. So.
Absolutely.
Which were the only people who have some of our previous.
We had Allie last year helped.
But the people who helped last year are going to have to retrain.
That's what I was asking. Like, are we the only ones who have done that, or are people who previously did the training? Did they also do it again?
No, they have not done it again yet. So that'll be, whoever's doing it this year will need to do the training again this year. Do we have any other con business questions?
We needed to sit down and hash out some more of that stuff. I was looking at the stuff that Ellen sent me last night. We'll discuss it not in a board meeting, but there's some for purchasing things. We need to look at some logistics on it.
Well, one of the things that we were going to talk about for tonight was ritual supply budget.
Yep, that's on the. That's actually next on the list.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. Budget. All right.
So, Castle, were you able to get together a look at what we've been spending?
We spent, on average, we've been spending about 100, 125 on a regular Sabbath, and up a little bit more. I want to say almost 250 on special events. We don't have to be spending that much. We can take that down. It's entirely up to us what we want to do. I mean, when we're doing the big events like con, or we're doing a larger event where we're like, well, Wolf Run or something, and helping out with doing a public event, I think we might want to keep it at around 200 or 250, so we have that extra money to spend. Our personal, the ones we're doing, the Sabbats that we're doing here in house, when we're doing them in house at at the church or at Fenner, we need to really look at how much we're spending, and that didn't include the cost of running Fenner either. So
That was going to be my next question. Okay.
we got to figure that in too. So we're really, those outdoor rituals are costing us a little bit more because we have that added expense of paying for Fenner, which right now Fenner it was $75. It was, I don't remember the exact amounts for totals, but I can get those and put them in the chat so we can talk about it too.
Those
But-
have also usually brought in larger attendance and donations on average too.
Right. So paying that little bit of extra isn't a bad thing, but I want to make sure that we're not bankrupting ourselves, because we're getting to the point with our lease and stuff where we're at that we got about less than a year to figure out if we're going to stay there and rent more, or how we're going to get the property developed, that type of thing.
So I don't know how much we want to pull back and where, so much as we want to make sure that we are being laser efficient when we do spend.
Yeah.
Because we're also working on the image thing.
Right.
And making sure that we are presenting professional and giving a really top-notch experience to help support bringing more people in. So, thoughts?
I feel like the budget has been like appropriate. I think like 100 to 150 per Sabbath, and then like 200, 250 for special events feels appropriate.
That 100, the Sabbath event doesn't include the cost of the rental of the space, remind you. That's just
Right.
what we're spending on supplies, guys. Okay. Just making sure that's clear cut, understood in these meeting notes.
But we also have taken upon ourselves to try and make each Sabbath one more step better, and we can't do that if we aren't, budgeting for that. And we also want to keep it safe too. Like, yeah, we could make cookies, but then, how safe is that, for a public?
Well,
so you've got
I mean,
to.
I'm not super concerned about safety on like making cookies and stuff like that. But I don't want to cut corners unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, using a vendor, i.e., baking cakes or whoever, to have cookies made takes one thing off from all of us that are putting the ritual on's plate, and makes it where it's consistent and it's the same thing every time, and we know it's done in a safe kitchen. I'm not saying that we're not safe, but just making sure that we're doing it the right way, because there are protocols that need to be kept in check and in thought when we're doing this, because we are providing for the masses, and we want to make sure that we're doing it in a safe and the right environment.
But also not a lot, but like a portion of our budget for these rituals are also for safety. Like we get fans because it's really hot and some of us can't do with the heat. That's a safety thing. We get cooling things.
We make sure there's ice and there's water and there's things to drink. And yes, because some people sometimes forget to bring those things.
We make sure that our first aid kit is up to date and nothing's expired in that. So that's kind of the point that I was going with.
Absolutely, Megan. I agree with you on that.
So looking at the year ahead, then, if we wanted to keep that at 125 and this would, let's make it not roll over. That's one way to do some savings. So if we don't spend it for that Sabbath or that ritual, it just goes
gone.
back to the kitty.
It stays in the bank account and we don't spend it on something else, another ritual. I agree.
And then we don't want to be penny pincher misers, but we want to be targeted and efficient when we do spend it.
Yep, absolutely. That's why we talk and that's why we look and we shop around. Well, I will be shopping around because I can do that. I will make sure that it's done, and if I have to go to a big online isn't always the best choice, but it sometimes is. So we'll do the due diligence that needs to be done to make sure that is being taken care of.
It's part of responsible stewardship.
Yep. 3 quotes. Trust me, I know.
When we are looking at $200 to $250 per event, is that per event or per ritual at an event?
That's per ritual at an event. I'm thinking that's because like con, we tend to spend more at for con because this is it's an outreach.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we spent that at Wolf Run, honestly.
Well, and we
Well,
have
here came off pretty inexpensive.
Right.
Well, and I figure the kids ritual can be probably a little less on the expensive side as well, because I think we want to, if we're going to have a budget like that, we want to, most of it we're going to want towards the big one.
Yeah, we'll probably put most of it towards the big one. What we spend on the kids ritual is probably going to be more in costuming, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And not so much sets, remembering how last year went.
And honestly, some of that, the kids ritual stuff, the costuming, those of us that are doing the invoking or things like that tend to buy that stuff so that it fits us, and then we put it in with the church stuff so that we have it for other things we do too.
Yeah.
That's part of the shared cost of us being clergy.
I propose we formally set a budget going forward of a $100 limit on SBITs and full moons in general, $150 limit on Sabbats, and a $250 cap on special event rituals.
Second that.
I just want clarification. So, the different rituals, that would be 200 for each at con.
I'm making. We're going to do an umbrella policy here of a $250 hard cap per ritual, and then I want to specifically address this year's con and the setup, and propose a smaller amount here and there.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's like that I'm understanding that it's ritual, not like event.
Per ritual, yes.
Okay. Can I get those numbers again, please?
$100 for SBITs, $150 for Sabbats, $250 for special event rituals per ritual. These are hard caps. And I think that we should not change them outside of a formal board meeting. If you just gotta and you just can't do it within the budget, then it's time to pick your pockets.
Well, and honestly,
Always an option, but
like I said, and this works. And before the event, before I spend the money, I will bring it to a board meeting or put it in a board chat so that we can say, "Hey, here's the cost."
I don't want to have to vote on every single little thing, and that's part of why we are doing this the way we are doing it. That's why you are now head of procurement, so that you have authority over this, and we are giving you boundaries to that authority in the form of budget limits.
Thank you.
And then it becomes you and head clergy for whichever ritual. Sort it out.
Okay. Thank
We
you.
are not bothering the board for everything. Any other discussion?
I had one little question on that. So, because I know we have a standard $100 limit of per purchase without board approval. So that's for standard non-ritual related things. Is there a way for Bill to be able to classify that he's purchasing this for this reason so that it is justifiable in a way that we don't have to question it? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Justified in
Yes,
Flag it in the memo field.
Okay.
I can flag it in the memo field. I can also when I get the receipts, I write on the receipts and I put them in the system, scanned into the system. I can put what the receipts are for, so I can prove what it's for.
And that's what I'm suggesting basically. So that way, and which Sabbath it is, which Espet it is, or whatever. That way,
Yep.
when if it ever comes up, we're always like, hey, what was that for? And then you could just say, hey, it's right here. There it is.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's something that Bill has been working on the last year or two for our transparency. I never remember what the
Gold
star.
Gold star. Or something like that.
The Gold Star certification,
Yeah.
Candid, Guide Star.
Guide
Guide
Star.
Star, yes. I
Yeah.
have been working on that. I'm trying.
I was just saying you've already been classifying these kinds of things because of you trying to work on the Guide Star.
Yep, I'm a little bit behind. I'm gonna pull that envelope down and get it sorted and get things taken care of. That's what I've been working on, trying to get it caught back up so that it's taken care of, so that we've got it, so all our ducks are in a row, so if anybody comes and asks, they say, here, look. Because that's what
Thank you,
I want. I want to be able to say, hey, it's done. Here it is, black and white, done. We don't have to. There's no questions. Making me be a better person and more meticulous. Thanks. Fix the Aries. That's what we're doing this year.
Do you fix Aries or do you just direct Aries? That's what you do. You direct Aries.
Direct the Aries. That's it, right there.
Give you some bumpers and you'll be fine.
Yep. Give me some guide rails. We're good.
Do we have any other discussion on the budget caps?
I think these budget caps are doable, and I think this is something that can be done. And like you said, this doesn't roll over, so we don't spend it, it's gone.
Well, it stays in the bank account. So we've had the motion, we've had the second. I don't think we've done the vote yet.
Did we have a motion on the budget?
Well, you said
Yeah.
propose, but do you want to make it a formal motion? I've got it written as.
I was waiting for the discussion to die down.
Okay.
We have any other discussion on it? All right. Motion to set budget caps going forward of $100 per Espet, $150 per Sabbath, $250 per special event ritual.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Every time the temptation to do the mole man voice from The Simpsons. Every time.
So then, when it comes to con, let's take a look at fleshing things out. But I think we can probably stay under 200 for the kids' ritual for that. We know what those kids are like now, and we will plan accordingly.
Are we getting the same room? For the
Yeah,
kids?
I think it's gonna be the same room. I can double check, but it's probably gonna be the same room. That was the kids' room. So unless they move the kids' room.
That is the kids' den. That's where we stick them so we know where they're at.
Mini chaos gremlins.
Yes, this is the Chaos Gremlin Horde.
All right.
So next we have on the list the carpet cleaning update and schedule.
Yes. How about that?
I spoke with Rick this last week at work. Well, I speak with him every day at work, but remember to talk to him about this. He has checked his cleaning supplies. Nothing has pine in it or lavender. So we're going to be safe for both of our major allergens in our group. He said whatever we want to schedule this, he would suggest, because I was talking with him about what our schedule is like at the space that we're going to be cleaning. He said he would suggest a Monday afternoon. Get it cleaned on a Monday. It should be dry by Friday or by Wednesday. The thing that we're going to have to do is all those chairs that are behind you, Solanox, the tables. The only thing that does not have to move is bookcases. Anything else needs to be moved out of the space so that it can be cleaned. Same with the social room. This was for the library, the hallway, and the social room to be cleaned. $275, and it has to be in cash. For his request, which is fine.
Let's get on the schedule.
All right. Yes,
We
Maddie.
don't need a vote on that because we already approved it.
Right. Maddie Lee.
Does that include the dresser?
This thing the TV's sitting on.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to move.
Okay.
The only thing that has to move is things that things can get under.
Okay.
I.e. the tables, the chairs,
Yep.
The rack where the coffee stuff is.
That's
Is it
on
like-
wheels.
It's on wheels.
It's a bookshelf.
But it's on wheels, it moves.
So what I'm hearing is we're going to basically stuff the tarot rooms full of these things.
Yeah. The tarot rooms, we can shove some of it in the pantry.
Okay.
I will move Demeter's altar into the pantry so it's out of the way as well. But when do we want this scheduled? I can check with Rick and find out what his schedule looks like for next week.
Just schedule it for a Monday as soon as he can come in.
All right, I'll pull up a calendar and talk with Rick tomorrow.
It's already authorized.
Should we double check that the tarot rooms aren't booked out on the Monday that we want? Or is
I think we can handle it if somebody's booked in there, but
Okay.
they haven't been coming in on Mondays and Tuesdays.
okay.
And we can work around it.
Okay. Because we could also probably put it in the
We can pile things in the storeroom. We can
Yeah.
pile in the sensory room.
Sensory
We can line the hallway. We've got the social room, back storeroom, and the pantry to put things in. I think we'll.
I thought we were doing the social room
We're doing the social room in the hallway.
in the hallway.
Okay, then we've got lots of
Yeah.
other rooms though.
Yep.
We can even put some stuff in the store too. So.
I was going to say, like a table or two could probably go out there and throw a little decoration on there and make it look good.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
temporary thing.
Do it.
Alrighty. So,
We'll talk with Rick tomorrow about that as long as we're not getting our asses slammed at work. So
I mean, well, worst comes to worst, we could bring the trailer up and put stuff in the trailer.
Oh, that's true.
oh, that's an idea.
Last resort, last
I think-
resort.
For the last resort, I really don't think it's going to be necessary. I really don't.
yes, please.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we can fit
What is it?
most of the things.
Sorry.
No, I mean, I just walked.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so if that's everything for that one, the next one we have is Green Man Day plans.
Well, we've got our defaults. We've got the monthlies. We've got decorating. We've got rotating seasonal. Do we have anything extra that we need to add in this month?
So taking down the tree is which that's part of the normal seasonal, but I just wanted it to be on there just so we don't forget. We're gonna take down the tree, get all the Christmas stuff, the Yule stuff put away. So for sure, move the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Castle, any chance we could do the desk swap?
We can probably do the desk swap this week.
Swap between them and Century Suite.
Last night you guys were talking about checking the lights of the trailer.
Yeah, trailer lights need to be checked.
Wendy?
We were talking about hanging the purple curtains in front of the bookshelves.
Yeah.
Do we want those hemmed?
I mean, ideally, I want real curtains and not strips of leftover fabric.
I can take fabric off the rolls and make them real curtains.
Make them real curtains then.
So I will bring my sewing machine to Green Man Day.
Perfect.
Awesome.
I know we talked about kind of hanging them from the ceiling tiles. Is that going to still be okay even if they're proper curtains, or how do you want to do that, Solanox?
Let's try out some ideas on Sunday and go fetch hardware for what will work, because we could get.
We have
I'm really wondering if the little clips, like we've got these plants hanging from, and then a wire across that would work best.
Mhm.
we also have 2 of the wire kit ones.
I don't care for the instability of those wire kits.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
I also don't like the way they sag. But if we had more of these anchor points, that might be more likely to work.
Well, I know if they're actually screwed into the wall and not hooked to the trusses of the ceiling, they work better.
Mhm.
So I don't want it to be droopy. I want it to lay flat across the top.
Okay.
So, whatever makes that work.
I was say, surely there's something specific to hanging from ceiling tiles. Surely.
Well, that's why I was looking at these clips, but let's.
I'm just saying maybe we could do some research on what is specific for that
Yeah.
situation we've got, and go with that, or at least look into that.
So let's find out.
Okay. I feel like there was something else also we were gonna do.
I know there's discussion about checking the red fabric for in
That's
bulk.
for in bulk, yes. Checking red fabric for in bulk. Which all should be up here still, I think, right? Or up at the church?
Yeah, it should be in the fabric tote.
Okay.
There's the main fabric tote in the front storage room, and I think there may still be another pile of red somewhere. I don't know if it all got put in that tote or not, but yeah. Anything else?
I mean, monthlies at that point, just whatever monthlies we can get done.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we told y'all this, but monthlies get reset at the board meeting.
Yeah.
Weeklies get reset Wednesday night. So just FYI, that's our reset points, just so we know we can keep track of it.
So, aka anytime after now, we can start on monthlies.
We'll go erase that list. We'll see what
Yep.
we got.
That was my plan.
Okay, so that's all I have on the list. Is there anything else we need to add to the list?
It is the beginning of the year, and we talked about choice charities, so that was for last year. We need to start
Right.
considering who our 2025 choice charity is going to be.
Thank you, Megan.
What are we thinking?
Do we want to pull up the list from last year and see who was on that?
Do we have spoons for this, or do we want to just keep going with the one that we've got?
Which one is it we have right now?
We're helping women, period, right now with menstrual products.
I mean,
Well, I know what. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I'm all right with that if we wanted to do that for now.
My only thing is, last year you made the deciding vote. It was between women who appeared in another group. So maybe since we were split last year, we do the other group this year.
That'd be an easy choice.
Well, the other thing I was thinking, if Selah Center is an option, they are working on putting together an LGBTQIA accepting homeless shelter.
That's also a possibility.
I think that's a really good one, actually.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
like this. Yes, this
They
is
they are
fantastic.
actively working on it. Oh,
Shelter our people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with everything that's happening.
I would totally be down for Salah Center. I've been over there. I don't know if anybody's been over there, but I've been over there. They're a great group of people. They have all kinds of events going on too. Just so anybody doesn't know that, just for specifically supporting LGBT people primarily. They do other. I think they do other stuff too, but that's what I've been focused on with them.
I like the idea.
Motion to just pick Salah Center as our 2025 charity.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, well,
So I have a new charity I have to pay now every month. Thank you, guys.
Hey, well, maybe this one won't require you to round up. I don't know. You know.
That could be. Was that everything on the agenda, Ella?
That was everything.
All right, I got a couple things I forgot to add, and I want to talk to you all about.
Okay.
First item is we have that wonderful copier in our building. The brewery's got some stuff that they need copied. Would it be possible to use that? We need some color copies made. And it would be cheaper for us to go and support the church that way, even if we had to pay something. I've talked to Brian about this, and he said I wanted to bring it up at the board meeting and see if that's something we'd be willing to do.
Don't we normally have it open to the public for a small nominal fee?
It's like I think we picked. I think it was 10 cents for black and white, and 25 cents for color. The thing is, every board member has full access to that printer.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of like a make sure we're not blurring lines thing, which makes sense in this. You know,
That's why I'm doing this, is to make sure we're not blurring lines, guys.
does anybody have any objections to doing a little flyer printing for the brewery?
And like I said, if we need to pay for it, I'll pay for it on the pocket even. I don't care, just because we need some new signage up there.
We could just charge them $1 and say go nuts.
That's what I was thinking, like a blanket, like
Yeah.
buck for 100 of copies.
Penny a copy?
Motion.
2 pennies for color, 1 penny for black and white.
Yeah, bring your tuppence.
It's going to be color copies, basically, guys, is what we're looking at. So,
All right, what were you starting to say?
I just said motion.
Tuppence a cup.
I don't think, do we need a vote on that? I don't think we need
No.
a vote.
No,
I don't think we need a
I don't
full
think
vote.
so.
I needed to make it public record so we're not blurring lines.
Yep.
Also, I am in process of getting a charity license for the church because the amount of money that we can bring in for the raffles, our overall budget money, not
Did
just
you
what
say
we bring in.
security license?
What?
Charity.
What kind of license?
Charity gaming.
Charity
Gaming license, charity gaming license.
Okay.
I'm also looking at the stuff to be the fiduciary, the church, be the fiduciary for the brewery to run charitable bingo games.
And I think this is something we had already talked about and agreed on. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just letting you guys know that I am actively working on that for the raffles that we do. The raffles that we do is going to be right around $70 a year for that license. But that makes it where we're kosher and we don't get in trouble. The bingo one's going to be a little bit more. I think it's around 200 for that one. But I'm going to call and get some clarifications this week, and then I'll have more information and we'll talk.
Well, and would the event itself cover that? Wouldn't it?
We'd have to front the money up front first, and then every time we do an event, we could take a part of it back.
Okay.
Is how that works. So that
Makes sense.
the bingo license.
So is the bingo license 200 a year or 200 per bingo? Like
200 for the year.
Whoa! You
Yeah.
can do as many as you want?
Yeah.
One a week.
What do we? Well, shit.
oh
Oh,
no, a lot
no.
of bingos.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
52.
All right.
But that also requires us to have one of us be at the bingo event to help handle money and also handle there's a few other things. I'm going to get all the research and all my ducks in a row before we start doing this because I'm not doing it half-assedly.
All right.
But also, that would include Brian. Brian is one of us.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of us.
But
Obviously. No, seriously.
for transparency,
Yes.
probably should have somebody who's not owner or
Yeah.
employee.
Yeah.
Or related.
Actually, employee doesn't matter because I would be doing it pro bono because I'm doing it through as the church because I am the financial officer.
So it might be better to have like Mandy or Ella or Megan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Solonex's point was more the transparency, not like the legality.
Right. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna call the gaming commission tomorrow. So
So I want to clarify, what do you mean by take back part of the money for the event?
the
I don't know.
the $200 layout for the license
Yeah.
to do this, to do the bingo, we can charge back a percentage of it every time we run an event.
That way it pays for itself.
That way that way the event is paying for that license. We're not coming out of pocket. We're fronting the money as the church to pay for it, but it will pay itself back eventually.
Yeah.
So it's not
Right.
costing us money in the long run. Because if it's $200 and we did 52 games, I think that's a small amount that we charge every time we did a game, or however many they decided to do.
Do you have any other items?
That
Just
was it.
For the notes, we only have the 200 for the bingo. For Ella's sake, can you give the raffle amounts again? I think it's
We do 8 raffles a year. It's $15 for the first, and then $5 for each additional.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Looking forward to seeing how that shakes out.
Me too. Because the bingo is right through the lottery commission, so
Do we have any other agenda items? Anything anybody needs to discuss? New business, old business,
I don't think so.
not our business, not your business?
nachos.
Nacho business.
I'm on Nacho Wi-Fi right now.
I like nachos.
All right, well, I guess motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Aye.